talk to you about this really awesome question in my comment section I got on a video yesterday, and I replied that it was the first time, I believe, I've been asked this question, and so I want to tell you the story of what has transpired for me in answering the question. Okay, the question, she said, was now hopefully I won't have a big brain fart in the moment. Would you be drinking your urine if you didn't have to? Well, and I do feel like I have to. Right now especially, I feel like I am in the battle full on. And I said to her, you know, not only had I not been asked that question, I don't think I'd asked myself that question, you know? And I was debating it inside myself and thinking about it and thinking. And so when we were outside, Cassie and I standing out in the sunshine in the morning, having a little talk, no coffee for me. Anyway, and I was telling her, I said, you know, that I had this amazing comment, a question that I hadn't really ever even thought of, is would I be doing this if I didn't have to? Would I be doing it if I wasn't in the position where I felt like I was doing it for my life, to save my own life? And, you know, like, why? Why am I doing it? And her answer, gosh, I wish I could capture moments and, you know what it's like. I just, want to get it in your brain. And anyway, what she said was, yeah, you'd be doing it because God told you to do it. That's why you're doing it. And I was like, oh, yes, of course. She's absolutely right. Which takes, I'm going to have to even back up for you in my own story. If you've been watching my videos, you know that about the dream I had, right? Well, I will quickly just tell you the whole story again. But I need to back up even further. A lot of people have asked me through time, what did you experience anything in the coma? I was in a coma. I had a rupture to an aneurysm in the subarachnoid. Yeah. And normally, I mean, maybe they make it through aneurysms occasionally, but a rupture to an aneurysm is usually fatal. Yeah. And so I was in an induced coma for 17 days. And so people would ask, what'd you get? What did you experience in that coma? And truly not much that I could recall. Except there were things that were in my, I don't know where to define subconscious, something did happen while I was in that coma. I had a conversation with God. I believe this is, and through scriptures, there are conversations that make me feel like, yes, it was that kind of conversation. Anyway, I could, what I would respond, what I would respond when people asked what I experienced, I remember that I felt people crying. I could feel people crying for me, and they wanted me back. They wanted me to be okay. And That's one thing I did bring back, but the conversation with God that wasn't conscious at the time, that had to evolve through time, my own becoming aware of it, was, I'll just put it in my words in English you can understand. It was like he said I could come back out of that coma and come back to my life, but I would need to do what he asked me to do, no matter what it was. And it might be rough, and it might be something you would never think of doing. But you can go back and you can be with your happy family and your kids and your grandkids, and there's more to come, and you can have all that if you do what I ask you to do. I'm like, yeah, okay. Anything you want me to do, God. Anything, Lord. Anything you want me to do, I will do. Those are my words. Like I said, the remembering of that took time, right? So when I had that dream and I woke up and I knew that God had asked me to drink my pee, I did not think to myself, oh yes, of course, God. I'll do anything you said because I told you I would in that coma. It wasn't like that. I had to suffer a lot of pain, emotional, internal, physical, crazy pain I've never seen anybody experience. I've learned to deal with pain so much, my threshold is just crazy high because I don't take drugs for it, you know. Occasionally I'll take ibuprofen or Tylenol, very, very occasionally. Anyway, where was I? You know, so when I woke up from that dream, I didn't realize really that all of that I had made a commitment to God, even though I did, because I went and down that first, after I called my friend Claire on the phone, and I said, I swear I had a dream and God told me to drink my pee. And she said, yeah, that's urine therapy. Google it. And I was like, Google it. Yeah, I guess I could. And I did. And that's where I got instantly, I think the first thing I read was the conversation of Lord Shiva and Parvati, which comes out of the Dhamma Tantra, which I do not own a copy of. I've tried to get one. I paid $28 to a company in India twice and never got a book. But anyway, I believed what I read on the internet came out of an ancient scripture I wasn't able to have in my hands and read. Okay, I did. So I'm very thankful for the internet for that reason, because I wouldn't have had my hands on that piece of scripture in that moment if it wasn't for that. Right? So, anyway, she's right. My daughter Cassie, you know, would I be doing it if I wasn't sick or feeling like there's still melanoma in my body? Or if I didn't still feel a little off from that brain injury? Well, the answer is yes, because God asked me to do it. And I'm not talking any kind of God that anybody on this planet has yet perceived. And I am talking every belief of God that every person on this planet has believed. That's the God I'm talking about. Is it a Christian God? Yes. Is it a Buddhist God? Yes. Is it a Muslim God? Yes. Is it, and I can name on, keep going, you know? That's the God that told me to drink my pee. And most people who believe in any other kind of God or whatever, would probably argue with me. And that's okay. You know what? It's not my story, and it's the same God. No matter how you believe in it, it is the same one that told me to do that you believe in, or you don't believe in. Atheists might be able to understand me better than anybody. I don't know. I love you guys, and I am so grateful for each and every one of you, just for being you. And thanks again for your comments. Wow. And interesting, I just have to say out loud, really quick, what's her, I wrote down her name. Sweet Pea. Rayla Sweet Pea came back to me. UT. They won't let me reply to your comments. Anyway. Meaning it's the YouTube. YouTube won't let me do it. Thanks, guys.